Hello, welcome to my review of. We'll get into the name of it later. Soon, I just wanted to explain. The 90s was a great but odd time. New metal was coming up in the late 90s, and in the early 90s, we had this sort of grunge thing with, Primus not being grunge, but them just being them. But the mid-90s were kind of odd because you did have kind of the start of the new metal scene with Korn, but at the same time, you saw this new scene that, well, it's kind of old, but it just started getting popular. Industrial metal. Now, the kick of the industrial metal craze kind of started off with the Downward Spiral, and the originator of Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral sound came from Broken. But today we're going to be seeing a great first album, Rammstein's Herzeleid. Now, I don't need to explain to you who Rammstein are. You most likely know them for either Du Hast, Mein Teil, Mutter, but none of those songs are on the album that we're going to be talking about, which is, like I said, Herzeleid. So, let's get into it. So the first track on the album is Wollt das Bett in Flammen stemmen, and the music is great. It starts off with this sort of industrial techno keyboard thing, which is, well, because of Flake. And then it kicks right into this awesome guitar riff. It's a great song. Now, I don't know what it's about because I don't understand the lyrics. This is Rammstein I'm talking about. They're in German. But the music is great. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I do know some of the songs are about. And yeah. I also really enjoy Der Meister. It is this awesome guitar riff. Now it's repetitive, same as Wollt das Bett in Flammen saying. I'm reading off the CD right next to my phone. But that's just a trait of industrial metal in general. And in industrial in general is the repetition. Once again, I don't know what it's about, but because it's German. But once again, I do know what some of the songs are about. Fleisch is another really great track. It's very danceable. And that's kind of normal on this album, but very odd metal. You could dance to it, but you could also headbang to it and mosh. Once again, don't know what the lyrics are about, but I do know what the name is translated to in English. White flesh. Weiss's flesh. Asche zu Asche, which I guess in English means ashes to ashes, is another great track. Another somewhat danceable track too. Once again, I don't know what it's about. Very bleh. The music is also very good. That's also with all the other tracks. And then we get to Seaman, which is one of my favorites off of the album. And for the first time ever, I actually know what it's about. But before I get to know what it's about, I'll talk about the music. It's a ballad. It's very somber, very slow burning, and beautiful. Expressingly beautiful. Seaman means, well, in English means sailor or seaman. And it kind of sounds like something that would be played at sea. That's what I get in my mind. Now, what this track is about is love. Because at the time, 5 out of the 6 band members were going through a pretty nasty breakup. Great song. Du Reich so gut is another song that I know what it's about, and I know the English translation of the song name. It means, you smell so good. The song is about a predator hunting down his prey, about to, well, I guess on the hunt. The music has, once again, that danceable trait, while at the same time moshable. A lot more danceable than on some of the other tracks. Great track, I'll say that. But sometimes it does get a bit repetitive, but not in the good industrial way. And we have Das alte Leid, which I don't know what it means. But it's a very slow burning, very methodical track, which is great. I like slow burning methodical tracks, as well as fast tracks. There's a lot less keys on here than on some of the other tracks, but it's still a great track. Herzeleid Mish is one of the 2 tracks on here that was on the Lost Highway soundtrack, which is a great soundtrack, by the way. It's a lot more moshable than some of the other tracks. God, I can't think. I do this unscripted. I'll just leave it at it's a good track. Herzeleid is another great track, another slow burning one, which is, once again, I like slow burning tracks. Don't know what it's about. Again, and all that crap. But the music is great. I forgot to mention this in the part about Herzeleid Mish. I actually know what it's about. It's about necrophilia. Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, next track. Herzeleid is another high octane track. It's great. The music has this sort of like slower thrash element. Great song. The I guess self-titled track, because the music is great, really great. The lyrics are dark though. It's about the Rammstein air show accident, which the band gets their name from by adding an M. Like, there are references to children dying. and burning flesh, which kind of adds a creeping image. Great song though. So at this time, Rammstein was a fairly new band. Not a lot of people knew about them. The album originally came out in 1995 in Germany, but in 1998 it got re-released with this artwork. Sorry, it's kind of mirrored. I'm doing this on the camera that's facing me on my phone. So there's that. And next album, which I don't have sadly, I'd like to get it someday, but I got more important bands to get. Sehnsucht would be the one that would kind of get them worldwide known, with Du Hast and Engel and other great tracks. But at this time, they were not very known. They were kind of unknown in America. But what kind of got them known before they blew up with Sehnsucht was the Lost Highway soundtrack, which Rammstein and Herzeleid Mitch was on. So I guess that's the review, and I don't know what I'm gonna do next.